Shalom. My name is James, and this is Deliverance with Yah Only. I am a messenger of the Most High Yah and assigned brother in the truth to speak truth to you. I will be speaking with you under the title of Life Coach for Spiritual Deliverance, Detoxing of Spirits and Sinful Habits, Removing Spirits and Maintaining Your Freed Up Status and Seal, Breaking Covenants, Agreements, and Habits from Spirits. This is not a camp of any form. This is simply a channel name for the Most High's work to be done and presented to you. Waiting for marriage after sex. That's what this video is talking about. Exodus chapter 22, verse 16 and 17. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. There is no waiting after sex. No waiting after sex for marriage, weeks, months, years. When you lay down with that man who enticed you or that man who wanted to be with you, or a woman, you need to make sure that it is clear that they are going to marry you. And if they are able to tell you to your face that they will marry you, they need to marry you first. If they're serious, and you need to test them and prove them on that. That will cause both of you, if both of you are serious, to ask the Most High for confirmation, whether it is His will, whether it is what is supposed to happen, and bring him to your father, bring her to your family, and if it's so a situation where you're in the truth and your families reject the truth or whatever the situation may be, if your mother and father have forsaken you, the Most High said He would take you up. So with that said, if your mother and father have forsaken you, then you need to trust in the Most High, go forth with your life. If that is the case, if that is not the case, you need to follow what the scripture says and obey. So with that being said, if you've already laid with that man, that woman, y'all need to get married, period. Most High in Jeremiah said, learn not the way of the heathen. Their customs are vain. So when it comes down to marriage, you can write a certificate of marriage. You can look up templates, do it how you got to do it, and give your wife a nose ring and consummate your marriage, and you're married. If you are in a situation where you're doing a whole common law thing because the guy won't marry you and all this, that, and other, you need to let that person go. Straight up and down. If you're sitting there waiting on them to marry you, you need to get to praying. You need to leave them alone. You need to move on with your life. Especially if you are somebody who is in the church, a side woman of the pastor, deacon, whatever the case may be, or you just in line among the women that this pastor, deacon is fornicating with these women and staying in these positions. Camp leaders, just because people come in the truth don't mean they still not doing this stuff. they are doing this stuff. Like I said, you sitting there waiting, you're hurting yourself. The scriptures tell you what it is that you need to do. Um, if you laid with that man, he enticed you, or you wanted to lay with him, y'all were in agreement when y'all laid together. Um, Plain and simple, he shall surely endow you to be his wife. So, with that being said, whatever he says, if it's contrary to what the Most High is talking about, he's not the right one. Um, and you need to let your father know and go from there, or you need to get to praying. Of course, verse 17 comes into play when our people as a whole return back to um, the ways of old. Um, so, like I said, if you're in that New Testament church, you in these camps, different things like that, um, even if you're dealing with OT only people and they're talking about um, not marrying you, but they gonna sleep with you and want to continue to sleep with you, please understand that you are putting yourself through it at this point. Like I said, for deliverance, it's not just only spirits um, that have to be delivered out of you. It's also your habits. It's also your low self-esteem. It's also your choice to stay in a situation when the Most High's word tells you what it is that you are supposed to receive, have, and you have to enforce that. You're the one in the situation. So then you are the one who has to speak up for yourself in the situation. Do not wait and expect someone to give you what you deserve or what belongs to you. You have to know what it is you're doing. You have to know the scripture since this is what you believe. The person who you're speaking to most likely is telling you that they believe the same thing. So then this is where you get to test them. This is where you get to test their spirit. You get to test them. You get to test what spirit they're operating in. You get to see what level of obedience they're willing to give to the Most High by following this scripture. And if they are not, then they are letting you know ahead of time. Red flag, time to go. All right, I'm going to head out, like the memes say. So you need to take your cue and you need to opt out. Hopefully you're not in a situation where you've invested years, months. But if it is the case, cut your losses and you need to keep it moving. You need to get to praying, asking the Most High for help, and confirmation on who it is that is your wife or husband. Now, if it's a situation where you um, have laid with them, they do want to marry you, but your father and mother do not agree with who you have brought home. If they refuse that man and that woman, you have to submit to your parents. Now, with that said, if they refuse that man or that woman, then I tell you that you need to tell them that they need to help you find a spouse, especially if it's so um, you need that. You have your needs. Um, if they are going to disagree with who you bring home, um, that's what you simply need to do. If they are going to refuse you giving your hand in marriage to a man, then you need to ask them to pick a man, pick a woman, help you find who it is. Um, for the man's standpoint, it's kind of different because, we take wives. Um, for the man, it's really confirmation from the Most High, honestly. Um, and more so for the woman, as the scripture shows. But of course, you want to be in agreement with your family. You do want to work things out. That's where you bring in your wife around your family, depending on what your situation is. Um, you know, it helps to keep the peace by bringing her around. Um, So with that said, that's what you will want to do. Um, you know your family more than I do, most definitely. So operate wisely. I'm just here to let you know that you should not be waiting for marriage after sex. Not months and years. If it's weeks, if y'all trying to plan something, hey, that's what that is. But what I'll tell you is this: it's better to do it before. That way, you're not cheated, and so on and so forth. Doing it before, asking the Most High, getting your confirmation before, solid confirmation, not confirmation where it's you being biased and you just choosing to be with this person. Not that type of confirmation, because then you're leaning to your own understanding, and therefore you'll mess up um, without that confirmation from the Most High, because there may be a waiting process. You may need to be delivered. You may need to be delivered, or it just may not be the right person as a whole. So, with that said, people who claim to believe what you believe and believe the truth, believe the Old Testament, believe the Bible, um, they should be looking to do right. They should be fearing the Most High. They should be looking to do what is right. If they are not, that is a red flag. Psalms 37 and 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Most High, and he delighteth in his way. That man should be happy with him, following the steps of the Most High. The Most High should be happy with him. Understand a lot of people these days speak negative against marriage. Let me speak positive. Let me speak the Most High's words about marriage. Proverbs 18:22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Most High. So when it comes down to it, this world and these men and these women out here saying no marriage, they don't want to deal with it, they don't want it, so on and so forth. They treat it like it's evil and it's wicked. Most High saying the opposite. Understand marriage these days based off of um, the laws of this land, that scripture is not in the Bible at all, but the Christian church continuously preaches that. Um, those laws are what is making marriage so hard. Losing half your stuff, losing this, losing that, so on and so forth. Um, those things are making the hardships. People not sure about getting married because they don't want to go through the divorce process, because they take you through the most just to get divorced from somebody, um, and charge you a whole bunch of money off of it. That's not how marriage and divorce went with the Most High. If that man did not find favor, or you didn't find favor in that man's sight, and he found uncleanness, he could divorce you. He write you a divorcement, bill of divorcement. You leave his household without money, and um, or his money, however the case may be, his money, and you take your money and you move on. Um, that's basically what it was. It wasn't a year, 2 year um, divorce cases in and out of court, uh, litigation, even though that's supposed to be faster, all those things like that. But it wasn't all of that. And those things do weigh and make marriage look negative, does not promote it. Um, all the fornication going on. Um, you know, people sleeping with men's wives, and you know, um, that's what makes guys not want to get married, and then that's what makes them sleep with other men's wives. That's the reason why they don't want to get married, is because they've slept with another man's wife, and they are afraid now to get married because they've slept with another man's wife and they've seen how easy it was, or whatever the case may be. And so now they don't want to get married. But they are the ones who committed the wickedness. They are the ones who trespassed against that man. they are the ones who did not protect their brother and enjoyed committing adultery. So, with that being said, that is not everybody's situation. When you get confirmation from the Most High, that will not be a situation. Granted, everybody has free will. Your spouse can, as Ezekiel 18 says, they can be doing righteously and then turn to wickedness. But understand that the Most High is going to judge them to where their righteousness that they had operated in before will not be mentioned if they turn to wickedness. So the Most High is judging them. They're not getting away with anything. Um, Another verse that speaks for marriage, um, Genesis 2 and 18. And the Most High God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I'll make him an helpmeet for him." So when it comes down to it, brother, you will get help. Um, you just be that husband. You go forward. You want to lay with her, go forth and be that husband. Be who the Most High um, has been leading you to be. Follow those steps. He's ordering your steps to marry this woman. He's ordering your steps to be a husband, to get a deeper understanding of who he is, a deeper understanding of what it is to have something in this world that you are accountable for and that you have to take care of, and that it's not all about you and being self-centered and all those things. Same thing applies to the woman when she's a helpmeet, and as it says in Genesis 3:16, her desire is to be towards her husband, and he is to rule over her. She has to submit to the Most High's will, His word, and then understand that she has her part. It is a humbling, yes, it is. And that is how a woman is to be humble. A man is to be humble as well. So it goes both ways. But please understand that when it comes down to um, both of them operating, believing the Most High, um, following the scriptures, this is what both of them will have to do. And this is why you need the confirmation the way that you do. That is why you cannot close your ears when it comes to hearing the Most High, because when you close your ears, you're closing your ears on the blessings He's talking about, the spouse that He's bringing forth to you, as well as you closing your ears on whatever bad things that you closed your ears for in the first place. So, with that said, Psalms 37:16-17. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. I understand that there are people who are waiting for marriage with people after sex for weeks, months, years, decades, because this person has riches and wealth, but they are wicked. Understand. The Most High says, "For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous." That's why the Most High says, "A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked." So understand, after those decades of being with that person for their money, so on and so forth, their status, their power, whatever it is that you were with this person for, you didn't get confirmation in the first place for one. You're with them. You're operating in your own will. You've leaned to your own understanding, and you have not received what it was that you wanted, and they're not going to give it to you. So, with that being said, you have to reflect on yourself and understand that you are not obeying the Most High to the level that you need to, and that is why you are having the difficulty that you're having. Maybe so. These most recent videos are is me um, speaking to the portion of you that is needing to be delivered, decision wise, decision making, the broken moral compass, the broken compass to know what is right, what the Most High is bringing in your life and not bringing in your life, what He wants you to do and what He doesn't want you to do. You're getting it mixed up and you're getting it backwards. Most High is reading left to right. You're reading in a dyslexic way, where you're seeing things the opposite. You're putting the ending at the beginning and following suit. So with that being said, you're going to have to acknowledge and swallow that hard truth that you keep getting things wrong and your vision is not as clear as you would like to believe and say and admit. That is what you're going to have to come down to and understand. What is it that you are doing? Why is it that you are waiting um, to be married after this video? Why would you? I'm sitting here telling you what the Most High Scripture says, and whoever it is that you're dealing with, they're claiming to be a man of God, woman of God. Go ahead and let them know. Give that test. See what that proof is. They'll let you know right away. And as I said, you need to pray to the Most High, get confirmation. You need to protect yourself. Um, if they're not willing to marry you, yet they wanted to lay with you, please understand that is the proof that you needed to move on, the confirmation you needed to move on. Proverbs 16:7-9. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his paths. Please understand that when it comes down to the man of God, as many people claim to be, um, and whatever other title they want to operate in and speak on, um, that man should be honoring what the Most High is talking about. He should be interested. He should be looking in His Word for it. He should be praying. He should be doing a lot of things. Same thing for the woman as well. No exception. Same thing for that woman as well. She should know what her duties are when it comes down to going into marriage. Um, you can't study the man's role and critique his role and not understand yours on a deep level. And submission is huge. So, like I said, you know, um, waiting for sex after marriage, or waiting for marriage after sex, sorry. Um, and if I messed that up, please understand I said waiting for marriage after sex. Um, that is definitely not something that you need to do. It's a red flag. Do not bypass it. And with that being said, um, the relationship you have with the Most High, you definitely need to put it to work. You definitely need to put work in and let Him direct you, lead you. You may have to move yourself out the way if this person has enticed you to where they have attracted you, tempted you, um, lured you in, trapped you, led you the wrong way, led you on. Um, please understand that the Most High will let you know, and He most likely is already letting you know what you need to do, and the last confirmation and proof that you need to put them through, and then you need to leave them alone. So you watching this video right now, you need to go ahead, ask them, are they gonna marry you? And not in decades, not in years, not in months. I'm talking about weeks or a week, something like that. Y'all already slept together. Hey, what's up? You said you're a man, woman of God. Okay. We have already slept together, so it's time to get married. They get to hesitating, saying, no, I can't even do it, all this, that, and another. Please understand, you got your answer. You need to operate accordingly from that point on. If you don't know what to do, contact me at DWYO deliverance at yahoo.com. DWYODELIVERANCE at yahoo.com. And let me know whatever it is that's going on. A lot of people themselves compromise a lot. Maybe you have a spirit of compromise. I don't know. But I will tell you that where you are right now, you watching this video right now, you very well may need to cut it off. And this is the window of time that the Most High is giving you to cut it off, to give this question where He will cause a transparent answer to come forth, where they'll say no, and then you need to get out of there. The Most High has a spouse for you. Some people don't like the answer. They don't like who it is. They don't like that it's polygyny. They don't like that there'll be a multiple wife. They don't like that the man makes less money than what they want. Understand, the Most High scriptures that you are saying you're submitting to, the Most High that you believing in, He said a little with a righteous man is greater than an abundance and a lot and the riches of a wicked. A lot of people have gone forth, disobeyed the Most High, and they found out what that meant, why that was the case that it was, and they found out the hard way. So it just depends on what type of life you want to live, lead, and whether you're serious or not about the Most High. If you're doing it to yourself at this point, you're doing it to yourself after you know, take this advice. You get your answer. You're doing it to yourself at that point, so you can no longer complain about these different things happening. Same thing with spirits. When it comes down to deliverance, when you have your opportunity to be delivered, if you do not take that opportunity, you're doing it to yourself at that point. So this is the video. Wanted to give you guys that answer. So with that said, contact me at DWYO deliverance at yahoo.com. I said it earlier as well. Cash App donations to Malachi Chip, money sign MALICHICHP4. That's money sign MALICHICHP4. Contact my email with whatever questions. If you need deliverance, if it's a situation where you need help, as I said in my other videos, look back at my other videos, please. Like, subscribe, share. Support me, please. I've been looking at the analytics, and people have been watching, and some haven't subscribed, different things like that, but they're watching. So I do appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. I do pray, and I am requesting for you to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and click all in order to get all of the notifications. If you do not click that bell icon and go up one to all, it will not notify you. It will leave it at none. If you're not getting notifications, that's what's going on. So like I said, if you need deliverance, if you want to learn how to do deliverance for yourself, if you're a married man and you need deliverance for your wife, contact me by the email. I cannot deliver your wife myself. You have to deliver her. You are her husband. You are her authority. You are to rule over her. Um, her desire is to be towards you. So, um, Exodus 21, 10 through 11. Um, if a man take another wife, her food or raiment duty of marriage shall not diminish. Inside that duty of marriage, the first wife gets that as well. So please understand, inside that duty of marriage is deliverance. You are to be delivering your wife. Um, you have authority. Those spirits know it. You have to use your authority over your wife to get her free and delivered from spirits from her past, from her hurts and pains, from her sins with the Most High concerning um, things that she has done to come to agreement with different spirits, so on and so forth. Sin is usually involved in it, obviously. So it's not you forgiving her sins. What it is you helping her to confront those things um, and get those spirits removed by breaking covenants, agreements, and rejecting those spirits. So, with that being said, um, yeah, so contact me, let me know. I do deliverances in person. Um, if it is so that you're in another state and can't afford it, then we can set something up. Um, and otherwise, if you need deliverance by phone, we can do that as well. I'm accepting donations for right now. I don't have any prices right now. And so, with that said, this is the video for today, answering your direct question. You wanted to know whether you should wait for marriage after sex, and the answer is no. Um, you're not supposed to be fornicating, and that's basically what it ends up turning into. And the responsibility ends up being pushed off, um, turning it into a fornication situation when you are being enticed, led on to believe that it was going to end in or lead to marriage. So, this is why waiting for marriage after sex, no go, and you have your red flag. So, with that said, like, subscribe, share, and hope you guys enjoyed. And shalom.